that's gambling. And all those machines that put out the little cards, that's gambling. If you want a non-gambling town, that's what you gotta do. And I've been going over this a lot with some people, and some people say gambling is bad. But if we don't do it, we don't get no profit from anybody else that does it. And with the towns around us, I've already heard of Aurora taking it, and they have a boat on the river. And I heard that some of the boats on the river on the Mississippi, in Illinois, they're talking about it. And as far as I'm concerned, if you don't want it, fine, then we won't have it. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it's good for the city, and it's good for the revenue that's gonna come into the city. And we need revenue. We always, fixing our streets, we got the best, uh, people that work in this public works, cleans our streets in the wintertime. And where do they get the equipment? They have to buy it, and they're using the equipment that is just as good as the state of Illinois, if not better. And that's from getting money to pay for the equipment. And equipment has to cost money, and we have to have some money. And as far as I'm concerned, the city council is gonna settle it, whatever you want. Now,
Thank you. The gentleman in the front wanted to speak. Yes, if you go to the podium, please.
Good evening. My name's Wally Jasanowitz. I'm an employee of AH Entertainers. We're out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, and we're a licensed terminal operator. And what I wanted to say, I wanted to clear up the one comment. The central system, managing the central system was awarded to a company called Scientific Gaming. They're based out of Georgia, but they opened up their Illinois office right here in Wooddale. So they are here in Wooddale, the people that will manage the system. So I wanted to also tell you that these machines are coming faster than you think. As a matter of fact, today, our company is installing one of the first locations that will be a test site for Scientific Gaming to make sure the system runs correctly, and that's in a town of Port Barrington, which is just west of Barrington, just east of Fox River Grove. They're going in today. Scientific Gaming decided they wanted to do 5 test locations. So it's coming, and it's coming fast. And, please don't vote this out in this community. You need to give your businesses a fighting chance to compete with the surrounding towns. Like we've all said, Bensonville, Elk Grove, Prospect Heights, Hoffman Estates. It's happening. Addison is very open to it. I was at their board meeting maybe a month ago, and they're very open to it. So no matter where you stand on this, it is coming. So please let your businesses compete with the surrounding communities. And it's very highly regulated. Any business that wants these machines has to fill out an application, and anybody who has a 5% stake or more has to submit the application as well. It's financial records, it's very deep. Just for someone like me to work on the machine is 22-page application, 4 years of my tax returns. It's really deep. So like the mayor says, the shenanigans will be kept out of it. There's too much at stake to mess around, and please stand by your businesses. Thank you. And any questions, I'd be happy to answer if you had any.
Actually, Alderman Roy Wesley, you have a question? You had your hand up before, and then I'll go back to Alderman Woods.
I guess this is questions to the attorney. I've received numerous emails on this too, and the residents have expressed their opinion on it. The questions to Mr. Bond. Could we put this to a referendum to the people in November?
Sure, go ahead.
You can. There's a specific provision in the Video Gaming Act, sections 40/70, that allows, upon the filing with the clerk 90 days prior to an election, that a petition can be directed containing the signatures of not less than 25% of legal voters of the municipality, asking that the question be placed on the ballot, shall video gaming be prohibited in Wooddale?
Is that a
So-
non-binding?
No, that would be a binding
Okay.
referendum.
So the city can't do it, but the residents have.
Yeah, there's no provision in state statute that would allow the city, oftentimes you can implement referendum questions on your own. There's no provision in state statute for that to happen. It has to be a citizen-initiated referendum.
So, could I go on?
Go ahead, continue.
So say this council approved the gambling tonight, and citizens went to go get a petition to take them out and get a referendum going, and it passes to no gambling. The city has to, the businesses have to pull all their machines out, correct? Because there's a binding referendum then.
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, the statute specifically provides that if a majority of voters voting on that question vote yes, video gaming shall be prohibited in that municipality. So that would be a prohibition that cannot be overridden by the city council.
Okay?
Alderman Woods, you had your hand up? Alderman Winger.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I realize that some citizens have spoken out against this, whether it be a phone call to one of us or an email. And it's always this difficult situation that a body of a board such as us is faced with looking at the sentiment of the residents and then the needs of the businesses. The businesses, when we look at the business side of Wooddale, they are competing against other municipalities, other towns. And that competition of these games going in across the state, this is very reminiscent of the whole smoking discussion and whether we ban it in Wooddale or not. Unfortunately, it was then passed throughout Illinois, and it made it much easier, and it leveled the playing field again. So now I believe we're faced with the same thing, but it's on the gaming side. And the state did pass it. We said no. I say we go along with the state and keep the playing field level again. It's going to be in the area regardless. We know that already. So that's my view on the topic. Thank you.
One more comment, go ahead.
Just one comment. I mean, to back up what everybody's saying, it's here. I mean, if you go on the website and look and check, In Between is already applied, Two Chefs is already applied, so nobody's denying that. To Alderman Cole's comment with the lottery, you know, that's kind of the point. When does it stop? You know, what's the next thing? What's the next step? 5 machines, then it's 10 machines, then we add something else. I go, and this is the concern of the citizens, that this, everything starts out nice, but then it tends to migrate and morph into something that it was never intended to be, under the guise that it was a good thing to do at the time. So that's what makes it hard to make this decision, as Alderman Winger just said. It's not an easy thing to do. You know, we have to look at the businesses in the community, and they do have to compete in the marketplace. You know, part of me buys the argument that, you know, everybody else is going to do it, and part of me says, you know, the number of people opting out has increased over the last 4 months. You know, so to just use the argument that the other guy's going to do it if we don't do it now. So, you know, part of me says proceed with caution, and maybe we wait 6 months. I know nobody's going to like to hear this, and see, you know, how things work out in Bensenville. You know, do we have to be, does everybody have to jump on the engine, or can we wait and, you know, catch the next 2 cars? I'm not saying wait for the caboose, you know, but let's iron out some of those kinks. The gentleman here that's involved in this already said they're doing test sites. So obviously the kinks aren't worked out. All the, you know, they have a good idea what they're going to do, but all those things aren't worked out. So do we need to rush in and be the guys that are ironing out the kinks and maybe running foul of some of the rules unintentionally by being one of the first guys in? Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Roy Wesley, go ahead. Then we'll call a vote on the first.
Since this is on a
Okay.
test basis, how long is the test for? I mean,
You have to go to the microphone, I'm sorry.
State wants machines rolled out
Hang
to
on.
everybody. The state would like to have machines rolled out to everybody in September and October. Even if you passed tonight, it would still be 2, 3, 4 months before any of these businesses would be licensed. You're still 2, 3, as of 2 or 3 weeks ago, there were 1,200 applications on the website already from businesses throughout Illinois, and that's growing every day. So you guys are in the 12 and 1,500 range. There aren't enough people at the gaming board to go through all these applications. So it would still be 2, 3, 4 months before any of these businesses see machines, maybe even 5, 6 months. The people that jumped on this right away, when the applications went online maybe 2 months ago, they're the ones that will get them first. They have to be approved by the gaming board. You just don't fill out a piece of paper, hand it to someone, and they say, okay. It's a long process. This thing's been in the works for 3 years. The governor signed the bill in 2009, and look where we're at today. We're just testing the first machines in the first sites, but the state needs the revenue, so the push is on. And, you know, that's,
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Alderman Wesley.
you're not getting to my question. How long is the test for?
oh, the test will be for, well, I don't know exactly,
I
but
mean-
I'm going to say 3 weeks, a month.
Okay. Because, it's
The-
a test and you can fail.
Yeah, but there's a lot of equipment that has to be, Scientific Gaming is supplying the equipment that connects to the state. It's wireless, and there's a lot of, things like that that have to be worked out, I believe. But I think it'll be a couple weeks.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Alderman Lazar, go ahead. Then-
Pat, if we pass this tonight, we can overturn this at any time, is that correct?
That's
Mr.
correct.
Bond.
Yeah, that's correct. You can repeal it.
At any time. All right, thank you.
The gentleman in the back, you'd like to speak? Yes, sir. State your name and address.
How you doing, Mr. Mayor, Alderman? My name's Darren Decatur. I work at a business, 959 AEC Drive, Wooddale. We're a distributor of the gaming machines. 2 years ago, we moved into the Wooddale area. We were recommended to come here by, our, the gentleman we pay rent to, of course. But he loved this place. He recommended it. We loved the tax rate as well. So we're hoping that this is a good home for us, and you guys will support this like we plan on supporting you. So just wanted to go on the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have a motion, a second? The motion is
Yeah.
repealing the ordinance O-09-35 prohibiting video gaming within the corporate city limits of City of Wooddale, I should say. That was, Joe made the motion, right,
I
Joe?
made the motion.
And there was a second.
It was second.
Who was the second? Yeah, I thought it was Frank. That was about half hour ago, Shirley.
Yep, Joe Coles and Frank Lazaro, okay. Alderman Winger,
Yes.
R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Woods,
No.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
No.
Alderman E. Wesley, Alderman Lazaro.
Yes.
That passes 4-3.
All right. Number 2. I make a motion, an ordinance amending Wooddale City Code, Chapter 14, Article 3, Section 4.307, to permit video gambling. Do I have a second?
Second.
The attorney would like to make a comment.
Yeah, this, in light of the action that was just taken on item number 1, if you recall, there was previously it was prohibited. What this does is takes care of the other 2 gambling sections of the code that will permit video gaming. So this ordinance and the ordinance under Roman numeral 9B3 are the same. Essentially puts that language specifically in the ordinance to permit the video gaming.
All right. Roll
Okay.
call.
Alderman Woods.
Just to confirm, this is, so the gambling that's going to be let in is just going to be limited to the machines, the video gambling that we're going to talk,
Just
that we're
machines.
talking about, and nothing else can be brought in.
Mr. Bond.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Abstain.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Woods,
No.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
No.
Alderman E. Wesley, Alderman Lazara.
Yes.
That passes.
No, it doesn't.
How's it pass? There's just abstained.
He sustained.
He's got a
3-3.
Roy Wesley.
Roy. He sustained.
Yes.
I don't-
Mayor Police.
I vote no.
That has no use, is it?
Point of information.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
but it's-
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you pass the first ordinance, which repeals the prohibition on video gaming, you have to have somewhere to put it in your code. So based on the failure of the other, your code's going to be legally inconsistent.
Yeah.
So they need to be consistent. You've already taken action approving the repeal of the prohibition on video gaming. So now video gaming's allowed, but by taking the action you did, you have no way of regulating it whatsoever.
That's a bad
You
thing.
need to have a provision in your code that allows that, because now it's a code violation if they commit one of the offenses that we've talked about in the earlier discussion. So,
It's 4, 5, 7. How can we have a tie?
Winger, yes. You abstained.
You
Coles,
abstain.
yes. Woods, no. Sizmarsky, no.
You don't count.
E. Wesley and Lazara, yes.
so what I would recommend is someone on the prevailing, well,
I
somebody
got-
on the prevailing side should make a motion to reconsider.
I make that motion.
I'll
To
second it.
reconsider what?
Oh, because it's the nose, right.
It's got to be somebody on the prevailing side. The prevailing side was the nays.
That would be, no, well,
Can't
that's
you
not
vote?
me.
Well, he can vote, but he can't make the motion to reconsider.
Fix it. Alderman Woods.
One question beforehand. If this was the case, why was this not linked together? I mean, the possibility always existed that these wouldn't be passed 1, 2, 3. So to pass one and then say, okay, now we can't do anything on the other 2?
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, had you voted no on the ordinance prohibiting, repealing the prohibition, you wouldn't need the amendment to section 4.307 or 14.520. It wouldn't be necessary. Those would be rendered moot, and I would have advised the council to remove those from the agenda based on the failure of the repeal ordinance.
Mr. Woods.
So question on the motion to reconsider, our only option is then to revote on this and come to a stalemate, or can we bring the original first motion back to the table?
Mr. Bond.
Well, you would have, the original one would be a motion to reconsider the denial of ordinance amending the Wooddale City Code, Chapter 4, Article 3, Section 4.307. You can always make a motion to reconsider any item that's already been voted on. If a member of the prevailing party, in that one, it'd have to be somebody on the affirmative side to vote in favor of reconsidering the first action, which was the repeal of the prohibition on video gaming.
Go ahead, Alderman Woods.
So without the motion, it's kind of a lame duck law that we can't enforce. Is that what you're saying?
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, without the, without items 2 and 3 under that section, you've got an ordinance, you're allowing video gaming, but you have no parameters for that, governing that. And I think that's a very dangerous situation. It would be my recommendation, given the fact, while narrow as it may have been, the majority was voted in favor of repealing the prohibition, that you really need to have those other two sections of your code amended to specifically allow video gaming.
But didn't they already disallow video gaming? And when we enacted
Enough water around this place.
the ordinance, which we
30
just
water taps
repealed,
over there.
that was kind of just redundant, knowing that this was coming down since 1990s or 2009.
Doesn't even make money either. Show me.
Was that a rhetorical question, or?
Mr. Bond.
I think we're going in a circle here.
Is there a motion to reconsider the last vote?
I'll make the motion to reconsider.
Do you have a second?
I'll second it. Okay, I should, somebody else should second it.
I'll second.
Is that okay?
Well, I can't
You
second.
can't second.
Who has to second?
I'll second it.
Someone that voted,
One that voted no.
Okay, Mike seconds.
Art made the motion, Alderman Sizmarsky is seconding.
All right, motion to reconsider, roll call.
Item number 2. Reconsider.
Just point of
Bond.
information, so the motion you're voting on is simply to bring that matter back for reconsideration.
Item
So if,
2?
item 2, so it's to bring back the amendment to section 4.03. So an affirmative vote brings that back up, it brings the matter back on the table, then you would need a motion to approve that item and take a vote on the motion to approve. So it is a two-step process, somewhat cumbersome, but that's legally required. I'm earning my keep tonight.
You are.
Okay. Are we ready?
Go ahead, roll call.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
yes.
okay, Alderman Coles,
I'll say yes.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
and Alderman Lazaro.
Yes.
All right, that passes. So now we go back to entertain a motion to permit video gaming in Wooddale.
Article 3?
2.
No, still on 2.
So
Are-
the
are
the
we not
motion
gonna-
would be a motion to adopt ordinance amending the Wooddale City Code, Chapter 4, Article 3, Section 4.307 to permit video gaming.
All right. I do the same two over again.
Right, okay,
I make the motion to amend Wooddale City Code, Chapter 4, Article 3, Section 4-307. And what? Permit video gambling.
Frank. Roll call.
roll call. Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Coles.
Yes.
Alderman Woods,
No.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
No.
Alderman E. Wesley, Alderman Lazaro.
Yes.
That passes. Got item number 3, Joe.
Number 3, I'd make a motion, ordinance amending Wooddale City Code, Chapter 14, Section 4, Article 4, Section 14.520, to permit video gambling. Do I have a second?
Second?
Question? Roll call.
Roll call.
Excuse me. Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman.
Yes.
R. Wesley,
Yes.
oh, thank you. Alderman Coles.
Yes.
Alderman Woods,
No.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
No.
Alderman E. Wesley, Alderman Lazara.
Yes.
That passes. That concludes your report? Alderman Coles?
That concludes my report.
Public Works, Alderman Wesley?
No report, Mayor.
Finance Administration?
No report.
Other business? None. Approval list of bills, Alderman Wesley.
If there's no objections, I'll do the total. I'll make a motion to approve the bills of $2,137,165.70. Form of motion.
Second.
Who's the second?
Questions? Any questions? Roll call.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Coles.
Yes.
Alderman Woods,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley,
No.
Alderman Lazara.
Yes.
That passes. We need a motion to adjourn to executive session to review the official minutes, land acquisition.
Make that motion.
I'll make, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.